Hello and welcome to Acquire with Ashok. It is the second half of 2026 and I have just finished my doctorate in business administration. For those of you who don't know me, you may think that I've always been an excellent student. Well, the truth is, I wasn't. In fact, I was so distracted. No one would believe that I would have continued learning after my first degree. And that's why I wanted to do this video because I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there who have the same challenge. I mean, what's the point of all this studying, right? In primary school, I started off good. I had moments where I was the best in class for certain subjects. I was a deputy head prefect, and I played hockey for the school, and we were the best in the state. Everything seemed to be going in the right direction. But somewhere along the way, things changed. As I grew older, I became far more interested in everything outside the classroom: sports, friends, activities, music. Life became so much more than just textbook. Although I remained in one of the top classes in my school, my grades were never among the best. I simply wasn't passionate about studying. And even when I entered university to study law, things were not very much different. Again, my attention was very divided. I enjoyed being with groups of friends, all kinds of activities, meeting people, part time work to earn some extra cash, everything that took me out of the lecture hall. And then something changed. I had at that time been working for about 10 years in the marketing and advertising industry, and I was learning the job on the fly. And then I wanted to see the forest from the trees. I wanted to understand what is the science and art behind what I do. And for the first time, I discovered a subject that genuinely fascinated me. Marketing wasn't just theory, but it was the reasons why people buy, how businesses grow, how people become successful, and because of that, everything became exciting. Everything changed so quickly. I wasn't studying because I wanted a qualification. I was studying because I wanted answers. I wanted to be better than what I was doing every day. So when I enrolled for my master's in marketing with Curtin University, I was working full time. I was doing weekend classes 9 to 6. But although it was exhausting and I had a young child of only 3 years old, and life was so busy, work never stopped. But this time, I sat in the front row, I volunteered for projects, I read all the books outside the syllabus, I researched the topics long after the class had finished because I really enjoyed what I was doing. I would wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning to complete my assignments, and I would continue studying late at night after my child went to bed. No one forced me, but I genuinely wanted to learn. And the results surprised me. For the first time, I was achieving all distinctions in every subject. And it was not like I became more intelligent overnight, but I was definitely more interested. That experience completely changed my confidence. It changed the way I approach my business. It changed the way I advise clients. It changed the way I solve problems. It made me realize something very important. Education isn't about proving that you're smart, it's about becoming more capable, but only if you know how to apply what you've learned. That's why sometimes I believe micro credentials are better than doing a degree. Just sometimes. Because you only want to focus on the topics that you're really interested in. And now, years later, about 13 years later, I've done a doctorate, and well, I've completed it only this year with Asia E University using the Apple Q pathway, which is using the 25 years of professional working experience. And my topic focus on organizational change and the factors that influence it. Of course, there were moments when I thought I couldn't finish balancing work, responsibilities, and the research also requires discipline. But if you have a curiosity and you want to know whether these results actually makes sense, whether you become a better consultant or advisor, and not just do it for the sake of having a DR in front of your name. So that's why I did it again. Genuinely, I was interested, And I wanted to apply all my knowledge in business, all my experience in working with the government, and what I could do to become better and advise people better and show real difference. And that is what changed. And I look at it now and as how you should, it's an investment to yourself. That is why I encourage everyone, never ever ever stop learning. But don't study because someone tells you to. Study because you want to become better. Choose topics that excite you. Choose knowledge that helps you solve real life problems. Keep asking questions. Keep challenging yourself. One lesson that I learned is good grades in school don't always predict your future success. That's so true. Guys in my class who did well in school and then never made it in business or work. Lesson two, interest creates motivation. Motivation creates discipline. Discipline creates success in what you do. Lesson three, find a topic that excites you and learn it well. Lesson four, learning is to improve your ability, not your resume. And lesson five, curiosity is more powerful than natural intelligence. So always be curious. Keep that fire burning in your heart and that curiosity in your mind. So today I want to end with never stop learning, don't let that flame burn out, and question everything. This is Acquire with Ashok. See you in the next episode.